for it. Trent Green started to throw, but he would have thrown it right to McAllister.
Jason Baker trying to pooch one. Fair caught. 14-yard line by B.J. Sams. 20-yard punt. 5:50 remaining in regulation with Kansas City leading Baltimore by 3.
With every show of success, the course makes its move to challenge the players. Talent will be the key to every win. ESPN presents Rolex Spirit of Golf.
Krzyzewski is a better defensive second base.
Oh, another nice play by Bianca. Klesko, the pitch to Gonzalez, hit in the air to right center. Finley on his horse, dives, makes an incredible catch. And Klesko is back to second.
I think it's pretty old. Not pitching like he's old, though. And not hitting like it as well. Long run, Magruder with a diving play. Taking away a base hit from Randy Johnson. Driven into left field. Jenkins, long run into the gap. He goes, and he slides, holds on to that baseball tonight. The 3 back. Shot, leaping, making the play. Shea Hillenbrand. Speaking of the Red Sox.
I'm two-time U.S. Nationals champ Larry Dixon, and this is another U.S. Nationals memory. 1967. After failing to qualify for the first 2 national events of the season, Big Daddy Don Garlitz vowed not to shave his beard until he ran in the 6-second zone. He got that first ever run in the 6s when he needed it the most in the finals of the 67 U.S. Nationals. 20,000 fans watched as Rip Van Garlitz finally shaved that beard off in the winner's circle.
The Baltimore Ravens, down by 3, begin this drive at their own 14-yard line with 5:50 to play in the 4th quarter. And Bowler to throw on first down. And Bowler finds his man underneath. And that is Clarence Moore, who makes his first catch of the night, a rookie out of northern Arizona. Holds in his first catch of the night. Bowler is 8 of 12. He's only thrown 12 passes tonight.
And that was a pretty good one. That was his 3rd read. He went one place, looked back to the 2nd, and then ended up throwing and completing to his 3rd.
1st and 10, 25-yard line. Looking down the road, each team has all of its timeouts left. Flag. Lewis to the line of scrimmage and a little bit more. Jeff Triplett.
Holding number 64 in the offense. It's a 10-yard penalty. Still first down.
Edwin Mulatalo.
Edwin Mulatalo is the big left guard. You know, that left side of this line, Jonathan Ogden is 340 pounds. Mulatalo is 345 pounds. So you got, when you run to the left, you got about 700-pound a guy there that you run behind. And they can get some movement too, although they haven't been doing it tonight. But I mean that's a big old load right there.
That's a lot of guys. 1st and 20. From the 15-yard line. Movement before the snap.
I think the center snapped the ball early.
Keisha Rawback.
That'll happen sometimes. You know, they forget the snap count.
Prior to the snap, false start. Right guard, the offense. It's a 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
Well, there was a lot of action up there for the moment. He calls him on Anderson.
Well, it was a funny play. Benny Anderson, I guess, moved, and then Rawback snapped the ball. Kyle Bowler takes it and takes a knee. Watch him see the ball snap. No one else moves, and then Bowler takes a knee right there.
He knows the flag is coming. 1st and 25 now. They need breathing space. And Lewis gives them a little with a pickup of about 6 up to the 16-yard line.
What they have to do here is be thinking of first downs, you know, that they have to get some mixture. I mean, Kyle Bowler is going to have to make some plays. That's that whole thing, you know, that we talked about earlier. You know, can a quarterback, you know, just with a good defense and a good running game, That's all well and good, but when you get behind and the clock is running out, somewhere in the game, your quarterback does have to make a play.
2nd and 19. Tries to make a play here. Gets good protection. Slings one. Incomplete. And here, you know, I go back to the beginning of the game and go back to the 2000 season, John, where Trent Dilfer's the quarterback, and they basically say, don't lose the game. Manage the game. But then you get into situations like this where your quarterback down by 3 with 4:14 to go. He has to help you win the game.
Right. Until this drive, Kyle Bowler had only thrown 11 passes. And they, you know, when I was talking to Brian Billick, he said we would like him to throw like 18 to 25 passes a game. But that means that your defense plays well. Your running game is going. You can go play pass. He can make some first downs running. Hasn't done any of those things tonight.
3rd and 19. Big conversion here. Otherwise, they have to start taking timeouts on defense. And a big play by the Chiefs for the sack. Eric Hicks is the first guy, 98, who comes in. Huge play. Forced the punt from deep in their own territory. KC will get the ball. They can start using the clock. If they can pick up a first down or two, they make Baltimore use all of its timeouts. And doesn't Billick know that right now?
Right. Exactly. He knows that, you know, and that's the thing. The Kansas City defense had really been having a tough time on 3rd and long, and you saw that was a line stunt where the tackle works to the outside, and the end Eric Hicks comes to the inside and right up the middle.
Dave Zastudil, good punt. Fair catch signal was made, and they let it bounce at the 43, and it takes a little bit more of a Baltimore roll. Down at the 40-yard line. So 3.5 minutes to go. The Kansas City Chiefs looking for their first win of the season. On top, 27-24 in a good one in Baltimore.
Fake to Allstott. Oh no. Philip Buchanan walks in. 31-yard touchdown. Renteria grounds one, deflected to shortstop. This guy in O'Barahani got it. Oh, what a play.
28 years old.
Nix gets this one solid. Center field. Oh my goodness, what a grab by Reed.
That's a Jim Edmonds highlight play right there.
8 games remaining after today.
Patterson fighting the glare of the sun.
Situation.
Toss Anderson so he can throw as well. Left-handed, and Glenn reaches for it and catches it for the touchdown. Richie Anderson.
World Cup qualifying will figure prominently on the next edition of ESPN's SoccerNet Press Pass, with pride of place, of course, going to Nigeria's World Cup qualifying campaign. That's all coming up on Friday, right here on ESPN.
ABC's Monday Night Football being brought to you by Budweiser. Grab a cold, fresh Budweiser. It's game time. T-Mobile. Get more minutes, more features, more service. And Lowe's, where you'll find all your home improvement needs. Lowe's, improving home improvement. I saw those harbor lights.
What if that guy's watching the game? He's just cruising out there.
Like McCovey Cove.
Doesn't even know what's going on.
Goodyear Blimp providing the aerials. You look down into M&T Bank Stadium. And now the Kansas City Chiefs seeking first downs. Seeking to take as much time off the play clock as they can. Seeking to make Baltimore use its timeouts. And they begin with Holmes. And Priest has nothing cooking there. And they lose 7.
It was interesting there, Al. The Ravens were in a 4-4 defense. They had 4 defensive linemen, 4 linebackers, and 3 defensive backs. So they are play and run. There's no way. See, here's a linebacker, here's a linebacker, here's a linebacker, here's a linebacker. They only have 3 defensive backs, and they're just playing the run. So if Kansas City on that first down wanted to get a first down, a pass would have been a great play.
2nd down and 16. It's a 6-yard loss. And Billick felt 2nd and 16. Hold off calling the timeouts on this side of the 2-minute warning. See what happens here. Green's going to swing one to the outside, and that's incomplete. So this is setting up perfectly for Baltimore right now because the clock is stopped. It's 3rd and 16, and they haven't had to use a timeout. Tonight, they've made big plays on 3rd down and long. As you see, 5 times They've converted in 6 attempts, and this is a 3rd and 16 with the crowd on its collective feet.
Yeah, and that big play was the Raven defensive play on first down. Going that 4-4, getting the penetration, throwing them for a loss, and creating 2nd and long. Then the incomplete pass led to 3rd and long.
6 defensive backs in there for the Ravens on 3rd down and 16 underneath. That is caught well short of the first down. Chris Horn to the 44-yard line. The Baltimore Ravens are going to take a timeout right there. Otherwise, Kansas City could just about have run it to the 2-minute warning.
Yeah, because in essence, Baltimore has 4 timeouts. They get the 2-minute warning as a timeout, plus they had all 3 of theirs, or really 5 timeouts, because the clock will stop at change of possession on the punt.
Plenty of time for Baltimore. They're going to get the ball back with about 2.5 remaining. So a big defensive stop, 3 and out, and in comes Jason Baker. B.J. Sams, that punt return for the touchdown. Big-time kickoff return man. So the rookie making his presence felt tonight. The rookie out of McNeese State. And who would have thought it was Sams and not Dante Hall who would have the big game tonight running back kicks. Jason Baker. Flagged. No play. No play. Flagged before the snap.
Prior to the snap, false start, 52 of the offense. The 5-yard penalty, still put down.
Put the time back on the clock as well. Quentin Cavers, 2nd time he's been flagged on a special teams play tonight.
Now Jason Baker's going to have to make a real punt. Remember that punt return where Sams did return the punt for a touchdown was low and short.
This is a fairly short, wobbly kick that bounces at the 26 and goes sideways. And so Bowler and company will take over at their own 27-yard line, down by 3.
Last time they had the ball, we were talking about how Kyle Bowler has to make some plays. I mean, you get to a situation in a game or a position like this where you have to make plays, and this is just a carryover. It's the same thing. The defense did a good job of stopping him, 3 and out, getting the ball back. And he, on this drive, if they're going to tie it and or win, is going to have to make some plays.
Could be a coming-of-age drive for Mr. Bowler right here.
Yeah, he hasn't had a lot of success against this defense tonight.
Chester Taylor is the running back. Lewis is not in the game at the moment. Bowler going to try to take off, does, and loses the football. And it is recovered by Baltimore.
You know, he did that same thing last week. Same running to the right. He's just running to the ball, and he just fumbled it. As he went to put it down, the ball hit his leg. And another one, he was going into the end zone and fumbled last week. See, he puts the ball away here, and it just got knocked out. He did get it away. That one didn't hit his leg. That ball was just knocked out of his hands.
Kevin Johnson recovered. Stills was in on the play, and they pick up the first down now as they keep possession. And Chester Taylor moves it up to the 43-yard line. And that will be a first down. The clock is stopped because Taylor is hurt. So to get him off the field, and then they'll start to wind it.
You know, Chester Taylor is a running back.
Since the clock operator stopped the clock prematurely. That is the 2-minute warning.
Well, the clock operator stopped it, and then Triplett's right. For what he thought was an injury, that takes us to the 2-minute warning. Should be a wild final 2 minutes. 3-point game.
Hello there. It seems that FIFA have finally gotten the World Club Championship to a point where they can ensure that it can be played. Remember in 2000 it was played in Brazil with no competition since that time anywhere. Now comes the announcement that the new World Club Championship will be played in Japan in 2005 and 2006. That's fine with me, as it replaces the Intercontinental Cup, which Japan has hosted since 1980. So fair enough, give them the first 2 shots at the new cup. I am against any country becoming a permanent home for the World Club Championships. I say it should be rotated to countries who never get a chance to host the big tournament. Use this competition to build up football in certain areas. It can also be used to say thank you to fans and countries who have shown so much support for the World Game. In other words, give everybody a chance to enjoy the World Club Championships. What do you think? That's what's the All Onion Bag this week, and I'm Tommy Smith with a Y.
We'll be on the horse trailer. Well, the game is in doubt, so the polls are still open, John.
Well, you know, we had 1 week where we put the whole offensive line on the Green Bay Packers, and I don't think we can go that route again. But the way Priest Holmes has played, it would be hard for it not to be Priest Holmes, huh?
Holmes with 125 yards, 33 carries. Ravens tonight, 213 offense, but 250 on return yardage. Most of that Sam's. Musa Smith now comes into the game. Jamal Lewis is on the bench with 2 minutes to go, and a 1st and 10 at the 43-yard line.
Well, they probably figured they're not going to run anymore, and Jamal Lewis isn't a pass receiver nor pass blocker.
So Smith comes in. They go out of the shotgun. So Kansas City can think about playing the pass. But here they come anyway with a blitz. Bowler stays up, and then his own man takes him down. But that was Benny Sapp, unblocked, coming from the outside for a big sack.
And he came big time, too. He was right up there in the line, and he got to Bowler before Bowler even saw him come. They blitzed off both slots.
Now a 4-man rush, conventional, and Bowler's pass is underthrown, intended for Terry Jones, 3rd and 19.
This was a play before, but watch Benny Sapp come off that corner. I mean, he's right here where you darn near have to count him. And that ball snapped. He gets a good jump on it. There's no blocker there. Kyle Bowler doesn't have a chance.
And now 3rd down and 19. They have to get to the Kansas City 47-yard line. Chiefs rush 4. Underneath, caught 38-yard line, and then tackled immediately is Kevin Johnson. And now they're going to take a timeout here. They could have rushed the punting unit on, taken a couple of timeouts, and been left with a little bit of time at the end. But they're going to go for it now on 4th down. And if they don't make it, they can still take, well, they can take one more timeout because they're using one here.
You know, it's going to be interesting here what Gunther Cunningham calls here. I think his blitz has been very successful. You know, that on that one they completed a pass, and again they didn't get close to a 1st down. On 2nd down he blitzed him and he got there. The way Gunther has both hands on his head right now and thinking, I would say that he wants to blitz him. And that's what I think he's doing. And he's having a meeting with himself.
This is like Karnak.
Yeah, right. He's saying, self, I want to do this. You know, and you put it up there, and there's something in the envelope. You're not sure what it is.
The answer is a blitz. The question is, what do you do on 4th and 13 with 90 seconds to go?
And they haven't done well in their first 3 games on long yardage defenses. This is not a blitz situation for them here. Not a blitz look, although they are blitz.
Here they come. And Bowler's going to throw deep, and the pass is incomplete and almost caught by Kevin Johnson. He was with Greg Wesley, reached for it, almost was able to get it back into his body, but can't. And now the Kansas City Chiefs will take all the time off the clock.
Yeah, but we talked about, you know, what Gunther Cunningham was going to do, and he did come into blitz. And of course, when you blitz, you leave man-to-man downfield, and like you say, that's as close as you can come. The big thing is when you get your hands, when the ball is coming in, you have to get both hands up. He only got the one hand up. Here's the blitz we were talking about. See, he has pressure from the left corner, pressure from the right outside. No one gets there. Bowler did have time to throw that one.
Now, Kansas City, a little kneel down here. Baltimore can take a timeout. And they do, but all without a timeout now. Well, Gunther, you know, what it is here is you're so close, as you can see, to the fans, so they're giving Gunther some lip. And Gunther doesn't take a lot of lip.
No. Gunther gives lip. He doesn't take lip. I'll tell you, he's done a good job here tonight. I mean, this Kansas City defense was maligned coming into this game, but they did the job tonight.
And all Casey has to do now is kneel down twice, because 120 seconds equals 240 seconds. 40 plus 40.
And I think I just saw a little smile on Dick Vermeil's face that he probably hasn't had in a month.
Dick Vermeil will enjoy that plane ride home, because if this team had lost tonight, they would have been 0-4. They would have had a week off next week. They would have had 13 days before their next game. And what they've really done tonight, very clearly, is salvage their season.
Yeah, and they, you talk about being in a corner, back up against the wall, all the cliches. The Chiefs had them all, but just when you watched them last week, you knew that they were a better team. I mean, they were 0-3, and you knew that this wasn't an 0-3 team, and no part of this game tonight did they play that way.
So the Pittsburgh Steelers are all alone on top in the AFC North, and the Kansas City Chiefs have a victory now. They go to 1-3. And the Kansas City Chiefs will take a week off. Baltimore, meanwhile, goes to Washington next Sunday night. And then Kansas City has its next two games at home. They have Atlanta. And right now, of course, the Falcons are undefeated, but they have Detroit next week. They could still go in there 5-0. And they have Indianapolis. So Manning and company will go to Kansas City. So it doesn't get a lot easier. Before that, they go to Jacksonville. Kansas City will go to Jacksonville on the 17th of October. So the Jaguars.
So the Ray Lewis defense wasn't enough for Baltimore. They fall to Kansas City by a score of 27-24. SportsCenter's coming up for our Latin American audience. First victory of the year for Kansas City. They are 1-3, and now Baltimore's 2-2. For our entire ESPN crew, I'm Mark Brown. So long for now. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. For more, log on to ESPN.com.
ESPN thanks you for watching this presentation of the National Football League. ESPN welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League.
Gets up, scampers over the goal line to score on the year.
Today on NFL's Greatest Moments, the Crunch Chronicles, a crash course in the School of Hard Knocks.
We head to the links for the '84 Lumber Classic, where PGA star Vijay Singh continued a record-breaking year. Singh held off Stuart Sink by 1 stroke, featuring a final round 69, finishing 15 under par. His 8th victory of the year surpasses Tiger Woods for the all-time single-season money title. ESPN celebrates Vijay Singh, our Athlete of the Week.
Catch all the exciting, hard-hitting action of NFL American football all season long on ESPN.
Hi, I'm Gary Scelzi, 1998 U.S. Nationals champion, and this is another U.S. Nationals memory. 1972 Top Fuel rookie Gary Beck gets his license just 2 weeks before the U.S. Nationals, and in his first ever race, Beck not only makes it to the final, he beats Jerry Ruth to take the U.S. Nationals win in his professional debut. I'm Gary Scelzi, and it happened at the U.S. Nationals in 1972.
What's it like to stand in the pocket when someone delivers the hit? Next on NFL's Greatest Moments.
3 seconds. That's how long a quarterback has between the snap of the ball and the moment of impact.
You know, in your head, you kind of have this little clock. You do feel the pressure around you.
All these warriors are fighting around him.
1 second, 1,000.
They don't see the guy coming.
You just sense something's on its way. 2 seconds, 2,000. You got guys moving all in front of you. Hands are trying to get to your face.
Boy, yeah, I got a chance to cut this guy in half.
3 seconds, 3,000.
They're getting closer and closer to you. You're about to accept a blow. I got him. He's right there. Got him. You got that perfect shot. I got him. And you take it. Got it. Bam! Welcome home, baby. I got it.
You just get this feeling, oh my gosh. I mean, you're just gonna go, oh, wow. I hope he gets up.
When the blitz is coming and you know you're gonna get it, that's when it takes courage, because you're defenseless. It doesn't take courage to be on the other side of the ball. I think it's as much courage to stand in there and know that some guy like Warren Sapp's going to come pouring in there. If you hold on to the ball a half a second too long, you're going to get it.
What I always told people, and they say, you know, all those big guys coming at you, and I always said, I'll tell you what to do. I'm 230 pounds. Stand about 10 yards over there and just turn your back to me and let me take a full-blown head start. I'm not going to tell you I'm coming. And let me just drill you right in the middle of your back. Say if your number is 12, right between a 1 and a 2. Let's make it 1.2. Hit that decimal point right there.
And there's nothing like the moment before the moment of impact. Minutes roll by in a split second. A lifetime goes through your head. Everything seems to just slow down.
I draw a bead on that particular area in which I intend to hit him. And I was closing in on Jeff George, and for some reason or another, he just looked my way. And he looked into my eyes and said, oh.
Everything rattles. I mean, you get up sometimes and you're looking at a teammate and there's 4 of them, and they're all moving side to side. And you're trying to pick out the one that, you know, is real, and you're like, oh my God.
I did get Avellini from the Chicago Bears. Walter Payton forgot to block me, and I hit him from behind. And what hurt him was that the ball was in between him and the artificial turf, and that knocked the wind out of him.
There are sacks that you see coming. There are sacks that you don't see coming. The blindside sack probably hurt the most. I think my lower back still reminds me of some of those.
You don't actually feel the impact until after you try to get up. You know, if you're trying to get up, that's when it's tough. You know, I was hit by Greg Lloyd one time, and he just nailed me real good. The whole wind and everything went right out of me, and I tried to get up, and I couldn't, and I wanted to say something to him. I couldn't talk.
And of course, you know, there's games that you did get beat on, but you'll never, ever make it in the league as a quarterback if you worry about those guys.
Well, if you never stood in there, it'll probably frighten the mess out of you.
I don't know if you've ever been out in the woods late at night, maybe scared that someone's chasing you, and you just kind of feel somebody behind you all the time, so you kind of walk faster and faster. It's sometimes hard with the arms waving and everything to see a lot of stuff. It'd be like being in a forest, but the trees are coming after you. Sort of you being sort of in the elevator, a closed environment with speakers around you, and the music is just blasted, and you're trying to get the ball out as quick as possible.
You sense bodies moving around. Your internal clock's telling you got about another half second and the ball's got to come out. It's like sort of a controlled chaos in that pocket. You know any time it's going to break down, you're going to get hit. Had to
be in situations where guys weren't close to me, guys were close to me, guys were falling on my legs, guys were hitting me in my chest as I threw the football.
You find some quarterbacks are kind of level-headed, trying to find holes to run through. I think the big-time quarterbacks are able to sit in the pocket, always keep your head up, and looking for guys downfield to make the big plays and be able to buy the extra time to make the throw downfield.
When things are going bad, when you're taking a lot of hits, even the toughest guy, sometimes maybe you peek down at the rush, and if you feel you're getting hit, you might try to take a peek down, see where it's coming from, and see if you can sidestep it. Nobody likes to get hit out there.
So you can't sit back there and think you're gonna look pretty and just throw the ball downfield and score touchdowns. It just doesn't happen that way.
Ironically, none have more respect for quarterbacks than the very men who hunt them down.
I don't know how he does it. I really don't. But the great ones do it. The great ones do it. The great ones have a feel for it.
Here comes the blitz. He steps away from it and lets the pass go long. He's going for a touchdown.
It has to be hard to stand there and have a guy just tee off on you. I look at Brett Favre. Brett will get up and attack you just like you attacked him. He's not going to lay down. He's going to dish some back. Peyton Manning's another guy. That guy gets up. And you take your hat off to a quarterback like that. You know, that's the type of quarterback that you want playing for you. And to hit those quarterbacks and for them to get up, and after some of the shots that they take, I don't know if they know where they are, but they're some tough guys.
Defensive backs prove it's better to give than receive as we take you over the middle when NFL's Greatest Moments returns.
We head to the links for the '84 Lumber Classic, where PGA star Vijay Singh continued a record-breaking year. Singh held off Stuart Sink by 1 stroke, featuring a final round 69, finishing 15 under par. His 8th victory of the year surpasses Tiger Woods for the all-time single-season money title. ESPN celebrates Vijay Singh, our Athlete of the Week.
Catch all the exciting, hard-hitting action of NFL American football all season long on ESPN.
Hi, I'm Gary Scelzi, 1998 U.S. Nationals champion, and this is another U.S. Nationals memory. 1972 Top Fuel rookie Gary Beck gets his license just 2 weeks before the U.S. Nationals, and in his first ever race, Beck not only makes it to the final, he beats Jerry Ruth to take the U.S. Nationals win in his professional debut. I'm Gary Scelzi, and it happened at the U.S. Nationals in 1972.
We're back and heading to the place where the fearless meets the ferocious on NFL's Greatest Moments.
Going across the middle is a scary adventure. You know, you got to have some courage. You have to understand one thing. You are going to get hit.
He has no gravity whatsoever. You can hit him anywhere and it's going to be like a ragdoll tumble.
Can you describe the sound of a hit when a receiver's going over the middle?
I've only heard it like you've heard it from a distance.
The best hits, it's like hitting a home run. When you hit back in the baseball days, you hit a home run right on that sweet spot. You don't feel it, it just feels so pure. And the same way with hitting. When you really get a good one, you don't feel anything. just kind of a sense of just, you know, it's a rush.
You get coaches telling, you know, guys, you got to be tough, you got to catch balls over the middle. Don't believe that. If they throw you a bad ball over the middle, let it go, because you're going to get killed. First of all, that was my job, to protect the middle of the field, and I really took a dislike to receivers feeling that they could come over the middle and catch a ball. It was just something that we didn't allow.
First thing I'm trying to think is what Ray Rhodes used to tell me. Ray Rhodes was my defensive back coach at the 49ers early in my career, and he said, hey, look, you got to deliver a woo hit. You got to deliver a woo hit, and that means when the crowd goes woo. So if any time the ball came across the middle, you got to try to destroy the person. Why? Is because the game is about measuring a person's soul. You got to figure out a way to defeat that. And the only way you can defeat that is giving your best shot. Because if you don't, he's not going to respect you. And if he doesn't respect you, therefore he's going to get up and he's going to feel like, heck, he owns the middle. I've always felt that the way to take that away from him, that he doesn't own the middle, is to make sure that I get into his soul. And the only way the only way you can get into someone's soul is you got to hit him hard.
Yeah, baby! I played college at Stanford, and Ronnie Lott was still playing at San Fran at the time. Ronnie Lott used to try to envision not just hitting the guy, you hit through him. You know, like they talk about that in baseball too. You don't hit the ball, you hit through the ball. And you know, so sometimes I'll try to see almost like four guys, you know, right behind each other, and I'm trying to hit all the way through that fourth guy.
When you're a DB, strangely, people think you want that big hit. But usually when you get the big hit, it means you were just a little bit late. And I know a couple of the biggest ones I've ever had, I just thought to myself, I should have gotten there. That was my play. That was my interception. And now all that happened is the guy's got a little bit of a headache.
Go for the pick. Go for the pick. Go for the pick.
There is a split second where you're, as a defensive back, you're either going to decide to hit the wide receiver, knock the pass down, or intercept it. That split second, I don't know if you're in Never Never Land. It's not a blur, but it happens so quick that it's all reaction.
That same split second is also vital to the success and safety of a receiver.
I worked with several quarterbacks who timed up very well with me and gave me the football that split second, just as I was making my break into the pattern to turn into middle. And that came from a lot of intensive work on the practice field. Running those patterns over and over. It becomes so second nature to a quarterback who sees a receiver's movements from behind that he can detect it and he can release the football. The ball had to be coming at a precise moment, because if I drifted a hair or two into the middle, farther than I would like to go, I would be obliterated. Fortunately for me, I was never left to be hung out to dry.
Did I ever hang somebody out to dry? I hung more guys out to dry than I'd like to, and I want to apologize to every one of them and know that it wasn't intentional. You never intentionally want to throw the ball high over the middle and expose somebody's ribs.
One time, Clayton broke his ribs pretty bad, missed a couple weeks. It was because of the, it's where I threw the ball. He got extended way up, had his hands up, and just took a big shot. And the only thing you can say is you're sorry. I mean, you feel bad, and I told him I was sorry, but it happens.
You try to protect them, of course, but let them drop two passes that are right in their hands. See where that next pass is going to be. Maybe a little bit high. Just kidding. Right, baby?
When the ball is thrown and you're stretching out for it like Yancey. In '97, we played against the Arizona Cardinals. And I threw the ball late across the middle, and the safety was over there, but thinking I could get it there quick, and I let him out there. And he ain't rung his bell, ding dong. I do have to go up and apologize and give the guys hugs and let them know, it's gonna be all right, I'm sorry, don't hurt me, don't kill me. As long as I can see you're looking at me and you're conscious and you're capable of getting up, Hey, I'm pretty much not worrying about it because it's a game of football and you're going to get hit. But I don't want to put him in those situations because it doesn't feel too good at all, believe me.
Receivers who venture into football's high-rent district know they are going to pay. And they often must decide which is worse, to lose their nerve or their head.
Receivers take pride. They take a big lick. They want to get up and clap and get excited and show you that they're not hurt. But you watch them later on in the ball game. Those arms get a little bit shorter as they come across the middle.
You know when you've got someone worn down mentally, and when the fourth quarter comes around and they aren't so sure because they've come in there and they've been tattooed, you know, by 3 different guys converging on them. You know, as a defensive back, as a linebacker, that's what you want to put that fear in them. It sounds brutal, but it's a brutal game.
That's the beauty of the game, trying to own the middle. If you own the middle, the offense has to do something else. They're going to try you, but if you get a woo, they're not going to try too often. I still get my woo. If I see Laura Malloy hit somebody, I still get a woo. That's how you protect the middle. Didn't change when Buckus played the game. Didn't change when Lambert played the game. It didn't change when Jack Tatum played the game. And it hasn't changed now. And for years and years and years and years and years and years, as this game moves on, it's only one way to do that on the defensive side. You got to destroy your opponent.
We head to the links for the '84 Lumber Classic, where PGA star Vijay Singh continued a record-breaking year. Singh held off Stuart Sink by 1 stroke, featuring a final round 69, finishing 15 under par. His 8th victory of the year surpasses Tiger Woods for the all-time single-season money title. ESPN celebrates Vijay Singh, our Athlete of the Week.
Catch all the exciting, hard-hitting action of NFL American football all season long.
You've been watching Crunch Chronicles on NFL's Greatest Moments. This has been an NFL Films production.
ESPN thanks you for watching this presentation of the National Football League. The NFL is online at NFL.com. For more, log on to ESPN.
Set on Scotland's western shoreline, Troon is a typically tranquil coastal community. However, for 1 week in the summer of 2004, it became the focal point of world sport as the ultimate roadshow blew into town.
Unlike most other major sporting events throughout the world, the Open Championship goes to a different venue each year. And they're at traditional seaside towns where there's very little accommodation and not the best of traffic systems in and out. So we have a population in the town of about 15 to 20,000 people, and we have to put in a village to accommodate 50,000 people per day for the 4 days that they come to the championship.
Live from Royal Troon, this is the 133rd Open Championship on 87.9 FM, Radio Open Golf.
A very warm welcome to Scotland for the oldest and greatest golf championship of them all. This is the 8th time that the Open has been played on these wonderful links. It's as tough and demanding as it should be, and we've been underway since 6:30 this morning. when Peter O'Malley hit the first shot of this year's championship.
More than 3 months before the championship began, the scaffolding needed for the massive grandstands started to descend upon Royal Troon Golf Club.
We normally arrive mid-April. We will possibly have round about 50 to 52 40-foot trucks delivering kit with a total tonnage of 25 up to 25 tons per delivery. If it's raining, it's pretty miserable, but we work through it 7 days a week. Normal start time is 7 a.m. and we finish at 6 p.m. and the lads just build grandstands for 10 hours a day.
7 men made the town their home for 5 months. They assembled over 18,500 seats, the equivalent of a sizable football stadium. But their 21 weeks of toil provided comfort for just 7 days.
We teed up at 6:30 and just after 9:30, Ernie Els, the 2002 champion, holes in one at the 8th. And if you want something to get your round going, you might be out on the course watching the golf. You might be on your way in. If you are coming in by car, don't forget, if you want to find out where the car parks are, follow the open signage for reserved and public car parks. Drivers,
we've been planning this for 15 months. We need to get 40,000 people, 10,000 cars into Troon in the morning. We need to get the same number of people out in the evening. We want to do that safely. We want to do it fairly speedily. At the same time, we want the people who live in Troon to be able to go about their business the way they always do. We actually create a one-way system where all roads lead to Troon. And the maximum delay that we have between the outskirts of Troon and being in the car park at a peak time is 10 minutes.
The Open Championship. What a great morning it's been on the first day of the 133rd Open Championship. Stick with us, I'm sure you will, as we bring you all the drama, the thrills and the spills. Thomas.
Medical Centre. Hello, Claire, yes. We have 2 bicycles, two mountain bikes on the course, and they go straight to the scene of where they're called to, followed by a buggy with a stretcher. On the Thursday, Friday especially, there are, including staff, 43,000 people usually on the course. And we have to provide medical services for them, wherever they might be on the course. And we do that with 5 doctors, 6 nurses, and 6 paramedics on the days of the championship. Last year we looked after 880 people ourselves, and the pharmacist was run off his feet because the weather was very hot and people got very dehydrated. We had a lot of blisters on the feet, and they need a lot of suntan lotion as well. Let's hope we have that this year.
KC lead the Open as we come to the close of the first round. And what a sensational day it's been here at Royal Troon. We've had that early albatross from Gary Evans, an ace at the postage stamp from Ernie Els. But after 18 holes, it's a Frenchman and an Englishman.